What's up everybody? Welcome to another video of reselling history. I got another great video today with just this incredible military collection that I recently purchased. It's a collection of World War I to World War II era items, and they're mostly British items, so a lot of it is very fascinating to me because I don't know a whole lot about British Militaria during World War II and earlier, so I paid $250 for everything. I think it was a great deal, and there's one item in particular that's very rare and sought after, but let's go through everything. Okay everybody, so I kind of sorted it a little bit so far. This is the bag where I think more of the valuables are, and along with this little bag right here, and these are kind of just like the unknowns, except this here. These are kind of like the unknowns and the items that don't really have as much value. But let's go through these first, and maybe you guys can tell me if I'm missing anything of value. Okay, so the guy I bought these from on eBay of all places, he said that this came from an attic from an estate sale. So it's been stored for a long time, and there's a lot of little pins and insignia here. It's a little Kenya patch. I don't know if this is like a British colonial patch. There are some of these nice pin bags. It says "Let us go forward together," and it has the British flag and the Soviet Union flag. I'm guessing this is probably from World War II. You also have this interesting World War I 1914 service button. Now, I'm not sure what these are called yet. I've seen a number of these in this collection, like this little crescent shaped. I think it's a button. If there's another word for it, let me know, but definitely a nice little button. Here's another interesting badge right here. I think this is Canadian or British, and it looks like an artillery badge, but it's missing the back little clip on it. But this is probably from World War I as well. And here is a sterling silver pin with somebody's initials on it. So there's also a little bit of jewelry in here, so I'm gonna have to separate those. And there's actually several of these little button thingies in there. This is a Royal Air Force Association. This is from the Second World War, and I don't think these are really like valuable or rare or anything. I'm sure they're really common in England. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say most of the stuff in this bag is common, but here in the United States, it might be a little more difficult to come across. Here's a very nice looking Royal Corps of Signals. So this is like the equivalent to the U.S. Signal Corps, U.S. Army Signal Corps. It's a nice badge, probably I'm gonna say World War II, this one. And this was interesting too. Let me know what you guys think about this swastika. I think it's just like a patriotic good luck, because obviously the swastika, it was adopted by the Nazis. It was in use well before they adopted the swastika. So I think this is like a good luck charm or good luck ribbon. I don't see anything signifying it's from Germany. And this kind of looks like a British or even American patriotic ribbon. Let me know what you guys think. And also, here's another, it's not matching, but it has the same ribbon, and this is like a Maltese cross. So, you know, I don't know, maybe it is German, because the Germans used the Maltese Iron Cross. So I don't know, let me know what you think. There's even an old coin right here, and I think this is a 3-pence coin, and it's from 1917. It's probably made of silver, at least 50% silver. And there were actually a couple of these little pins too. And this is like a little skull, and the other one was, it was the skull and crossbones. And I don't know if this is just somebody's little, like a little jewelry pin, or if it has something somehow related to the military. But what I find interesting is the pin on here is kind of similar to the one that was on this one. So I don't know, maybe these two are German type metals, but maybe it's just a coincidence. Anyways, yeah, so there's just a lot of little insignia in here. Nothing of big value, unless I'm missing something, but just some really cool historic items from the war. And let's move on to the next bag. And this right here, I need some help on. So this is a button, and it says Squadron Leader. It's made out of metal. It's kind of a cheap metal. And I'm kind of just dumbfounded on this because it looks like it's from World War I era, but I don't think it's actually a military button. I think this could be like a premium toy prize type of thing for like a radio show or an old TV show from the 40s. What do you guys think? I've tried to do some research. Obviously the propeller and wings are kind of look like a World War I era insignia, but yeah, it'd be awesome if it is from the war, but definitely a unique find for sure. All right, this next bag, these are kind of like, I'd say the little bit more valuable items that I can get some decent money for. And first up is this looks like a little premium toy prize too, and I'm gonna set this aside with the other one that I just showed you. Maybe I can do some research on those. This is an interesting airplane manufacturer button, and this is probably from World War II era. Pretty collectible. I think this is probably at least a $40 or $50 item. You have this St. Christopher medal, but what makes it interesting is you turn it over and it's actually in German, which makes me kind of think or hopeful that this belonged to a German soldier during the war. There's a lot of little unique pins I have to do some research on, like this one right here. What an odd kind of scary looking sun holding a globe. And if you turn it around, it says Notus. I think that's the brand that made it. And I've tried doing an image search on this and I can't find anything like it. So drop a comment down below if you know what this is. You also have this Soviet Union button right here. I thought this was interesting. This may be from World War I. And there's also this beautiful Queen Mary pin stick. And this is probably a souvenir off of the ship itself. I'm not sure how old this is, but it could be like maybe from the 1920s or so. But I've seen this same pin sell for $50 to $75, so this is definitely a nice little collector's item. And I have a couple of these. These are British Royal Air Force badges, and they're both in pretty good condition. And I think this is a pretty rare badge here. This is a Canadian 101st Winnipeg Light Infantry badge. And I think these could sell in the $50 range as well. There's also this French Resistance patriotic pin from World War II. And I really like this old pocket watch fob. And this, I do think this is one of the only US military items in here. It has the US Eagle. And if you turn it around, it's held together by these two little pieces of metal here, and it kind of turns a little because of that, but I actually think this might be older than World War I. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does just have that look to it, especially the eagle. So that's it for this bag, and next I'm going to show you guys the best item. And here it is. This is basically the whole reason why I bought this whole collection. This is a early World War II era 1st Marine Brigade Iceland patch. This is a very hard patch to come across nowadays, and it's made out of, I believe that's wool. It does have a little bit of a moth bite, has some threading, but the polar bear itself is actually made of metal, which is kind of unusual. So this is kind of like a little known part of World War II history. This is the early 1940s when the United States Marine Corps actually was stationed in Iceland, and they were stationed alongside the British troops. And actually the British shared their patches with the Marine Corps, so they both wore the same type of patches. And I reached out to a friend, and he told me that this patch, this was actually not a shared, well, it was a shared patch, but it wasn't given to the soldiers. They actually had to buy this specific kind, the metal kind. And he told me it's a very hard to find patch, and it's worth at least $250. It'd be worth a little more if it had another one, the matching pair, because there should be another one and they should face each other. But yeah, to the untrained eye, it kind of looks like nothing, but this alone is gonna definitely pay for all of these items. These don't come up on the market that often, so there's someone out there probably eagerly waiting for one of these to be for sale. That's all for the video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed me sharing these recent finds. Please don't hesitate to subscribe, like, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.